Good morning and welcome to the Red Mic. Thanks for being here. Happy Monday. Just a reminder, I'm going to be traveling tomorrow and Wednesday, so the Red Mic will be mobile and it will just be completely metaphorical. I will not have the physical Red Mic with me tomorrow or Wednesday. Got to go do some work stuff. I'll be out in West Texas, looking forward to it. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: lessons from the coffee pot. What are you brewing? What's spilling over? What are you leaving in the bottom of that pot at the end of the day? The coffee pot, it can be sort of a microcosm, even a metaphor. Oh, it's a metaphor. Yes, for for your workplace culture. Um, in the when I first entered, the office environment, we didn't have a coffee pot. We did have sort of a communal TV. Now this was in a newsroom, so we always had a TV on, and it was always tuned to news channels. That way, if anything local happened that didn't come across the wire or the scanner or something, we would see it, and they'd send somebody out. But more often than not, there wasn't anything breaking. So quite often that TV in the newsroom became sort of the gathering place. And it's not dissimilar to, the old discussion of the water cooler or the coffee pot. So it can be a place where people catch up on last night or early morning stuff, or they can run into people that they don't see normally, maybe. The coffee pot can be sort of symbolic of what's going on in your office. Is the coffee pot full? Is it empty? Is there sludge and crap in the bottom of it? Did the previous person not clean it out when they were done? Did all right, when you go in to make a fresh pot, you have to dump out the filter in the grounds just because the person before you didn't care enough to do it? Or did they leave like that much in the bottom, which by the time you got to there, it had cooked a little bit more and turned into the consistency of motor oil. um, the way people act around a communal coffee pot, it can also be sort of a source of conflict. Are people cleaning it out? Are they leaving passive aggressive notes behind? Same thing for the office refrigerator. There's almost always a note on it that says something along the lines of, your mother does not work here. Clean up your own mess, or your stuff's going to be thrown out after so many days, or stuff like that. Well, first of all, my mother would not have cleaned up after me. She would have said, get your tail in there and do it yourself. So that note always didn't resonate with me very well. But in a workplace, small acts of consideration can matter. Making a fresh pot when you finish off the last one, or when there is just that little bit left. That is a small act of service that can have a positive effect on your workplace culture. Um, People might notice that. They might start acting better. It's the same idea behind returning your shopping cart after you're done at the grocery store. Don't leave it there for the next guy. Go ahead and, it takes you how long? Go ahead and move it on. You know, Making that extra pot of coffee, or, cleaning up the splatter, or whatever it is, it's noticing the little things and trying to make things a little bit easier, a little bit nicer, a little bit better for the next person. It's being a better citizen, right? It's being a better teammate. It's being a better leader. Um, it gives you an opportunity to show leadership, consideration for your colleagues, and those small acts of kindness, they can ripple throughout. Now, am I just talking about coffee? No, of course not. It's when you go to a communal printer and you see someone else's job there. If you know it's their job, pick it up and take it to them. You know, if you see something on the floor that needs to be thrown away, pick it up and take care of it. Um, it's saying good morning to people when you walk in. It's it's the little things that are going to positively impact the workplace culture. Be purposeful. Be mindful of other people. You know, that one little act, who knows? Maybe somebody's in a hurry and they're wanting to grab just a cup of coffee right before their next Zoom meeting or whatever it is, and they rush in there and there's just that little inch left, and it ruins their whole day because they don't get that next cup of coffee and they walk into that next meeting or they're online with the next meeting, and it just snowballs and they have a crappy day. You could have avoided all of that. You could have helped without them even knowing that you were the reason that their day was a little bit better. So why don't we try to do that? Be mindful of your coffee etiquette. Brew that next pot. Pick up the paper off the printer. Say good morning. Be nice. Contribute to that positive workplace culture. Life is too short for bad coffee, and it's definitely too short to be the guy or gal who leaves that empty pot. So think about that. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you find it helpful. I hope you will implement some of this stuff in your real life. That's what it's all about here. I appreciate you being here. Again, thank you for giving me the grace and letting me show up a little bit later this morning. I did not have to get up at 5:30, so I wasn't gonna. So again, I'll be traveling the next couple of days. I'll be in a hotel in West Texas, so let's hope that goes well. I'll be streaming from the phone, and the red mic will not be present, but I will. I appreciate you. Give me a like, a follow, and a share, and don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.